Whenever you're ready, Fraser. The public awaits.
Well,
Fucking
my
hurry
public
up.
awaits. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Overseas Connection podcast, episode number 328 for July the 17th, 2015. I am your host, not Greg DeLacy. My name is Fraser Moores. I am taking over. Greg's been kind enough and desperate enough to ask me to host for one episode only this week. So that's who I am. And we are joined, of course, by legend and hero Greg DeLacy.
I was fired. That's really what happened. I was fired from hosting duty. Fraser is the temp fill-in while we tried. We were gonna basically looking for other hosts. So we have somebody on the show tonight that's potentially, could take over the show. You never know.
It's unlikely, Greg. How could one fill in shoes as large as yours?
They're like a size 3. They're small shoes.
It's not going to happen, is it?
No, yeah. So I'm excited to give you the, Fraser, let you take the reins.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Yeah, well, we talked about this before. We want to give you guys an opportunity to host the show, and that other guy on the podcast to my left, probably your right. Yeah, we know what happens when he hosts the podcast.
I haven't. Yes. Right. Okay. And speaking of other legends, then we're also here with Robin Tate.
No, I've changed my name. My name is now Alada Vagina. Hello there. It's Robin here, Bongo the Scene at Bongo the Scene on Xbox Live, on Twitter, and just about everything else. And I am waiting for the mic to drop, or use Fraser's head to fall off, or some other major disaster that happens when Greg lets go of the reins.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about this. It's almost an I'm due as well, I think, because I think the last time I was on, I was a bit raucous. And then I've also had my fun and then you were then you had your hosting beauty in May. Yes, legendary.
Never to be forgotten.
Great. Yes, no.
Never to be forgotten.
Yeah, so there's lots of unknowns tonight. So that's a recipe for fun, isn't it? Really?
I know, yeah. Well, this is it, and I've probably brought it upon myself because we had a fourth chair to fill. Richard Webster couldn't be with us tonight, and so in my infinite wisdom, I've invited onto the podcast, and wonderfully, he accepted. Someone I've never spoken to in real life. We are joined by podcasting royalty. It's Chris Jellyman from the Same Coin podcast.
It's a pleasure to be here. I don't know what I'm doing here, if I'm perfectly honest. I'm just kind of like, let's break the sort of like, the illusion of what we do here. As you mentioned, I've never actually spoken to you before. I listened to you on Game Punchers, wonderful. I feel like I know you because obviously listened to you for ages. And I was taking a dump. And then Twitter sort of popped up and it was Fraser. And I thought, well, this is unusual. And it said, how do you fancy doing a podcast in the next half an hour? And I'm like, okay. It's like I'm in the UK and it is 11 p.m. and I'm just kind of like, I was getting ready for bed, because I'm an old man.
Yeah. Now, Chris, you haven't listened to the Overseas Connection before, have you? So.
I know, 328 shows.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, yes. I know. This is a little surprise one in the back pocket. That well, you see, first of all, it was in my interest to have someone on who's more of a podcast whore than I am. How many podcasts do you have under your belt? Because it's not just the Same Coin that you do, is it?
This is true. I do a show called 60 Minutes With as well, which is kind of more of an entertainment thing. We do movies, music, films, whatever, video games, and Same Coin. And I guest on a shitload as well. And considering we've done 130 shows now with the Same Coin, so, and that's not including the movie shows that we do for that one as well. So it's kind of like, yeah, considering I've never really done a podcast, I seem to appear on quite a lot of them. I should have asked as well. Has this got an explicit tag?
It does. Go for it. Yes.
Fuck. Yeah. Just get that straight in there.
God damn it. Yeah, we're good.
Go up the charts.
Yeah, well, so I suppose it's
charts.
I expect actually that maybe a couple of people will tune in and listen for the first time if they know that you're on here, Chris. So
and
historically,
they'll tune out when they hear the rest of us on it.
Well, it's no small feat to have 328 episodes under your belt, and that's all thanks to Greg. He is the hero and legend and driving force behind this podcast. Greg, maybe a potted history of the podcast might be in order?
Yeah, so, well, gosh, we started way back when with, there was another podcast called The Couch Mercenaries, a bunch of Canadian blokes that, see, I have other Canadian friends, Fraser. It's not just
You've
you.
got a thing for the Canadian boys, haven't
I
you?
do. A secret love affair. I like syrup. But yeah, so, we started up the podcast on the heels of their show, and they were kind enough to let us host the show on their servers, and then they decided that the Canadian thing to do was just fold up shop, and so I had to figure out how I was going to do it, and so from there rallied around and got together with the G4TE guys, and we've been podcasting and representing that community ever since.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
328.
Yeah, 328, and I kid you not, it's probably, I think, maybe 2 weeks out of the year that we don't podcast. So we are year-round pretty much every week.
I think most people are. I know, Chris, you started to take a break, but you could only stay away from doing it for the last couple of weeks, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's normally three of us, there's myself, Ditz, and Ben, and Ben's gone off to run a pub, so we're kind of like, it's, having a man down and all that kind of stuff. But it's in your blood, isn't it? Once you start doing it, and it becomes part of your life. You enjoy doing it, and I mean that's a commitment. 328 shows. Wow, that's awesome. So,
yeah, thank you.
Well, and one of the other things that I was thinking about this afternoon was how it's interesting when it's almost this podcasting community that's going on, because I actually knew of Robin way before I knew of the Overseas Connection, because I used to hear Robin's name mentioned on Midlife Gamer. So we have a connection going back that far, because you know the Midlife Gamer crowd pretty well.
Right.
Yeah, but it's just because I was sort of throwing money at them for their charity dues and stuff like that. There was the main reason.
Yeah, but it's
I was
just
never really an active member, but I always attended their charity nights over in London and stuff like that there. So, and they're I suppose I've always listened to them as well. So yeah, there's a whole pile of cross pollination, and it spawned out some new podcasts that have came and went, and some that like the Boss Wave guys. I see you have, by the way, you have copied their logo, Fraser.
Yes,
that's very poor form. But
yes, right.
So people like Boss Wave and stuff like that.
Steve is already threatening to get the lawyers onto them about that one.
Right, okay. So yeah, it's a great community because we all cross pollinate Mojo, Midlife Gamer, all those guys. So.
In fact, I remember talking about bringing Robin on, and my biggest fear with Robin, he's Irish. Am I going to be able to understand everything he's saying?
No.
Exactly. But it works. It works.
Yes. So Robin's over in Northern Ireland. Greg, and you're in California.
Yes.
Chris, and you're in sunny England.
But this is true. A lovely place called Wolverhampton. I'm not sure if either of you or any of you have heard
I
that.
believe Mike Chin.
Chinny.
Yeah, Mike Chin is from Wolverhampton.
There's not room in Wolverhampton for two divas. Surely not.
Apparently so.
Yeah. So whereabouts are you from, Fraser, actually, before you went to Canada? Just interested.
I'm from the south, from Windsor.
Don't lie. You're the North Pole. You're just an overgrown elf.
No, from Windsor in the south of England. That's where I grew up. So, and then I was born in Canada, but I then moved back to England with my family, and then back to Canada with my wife. So I've jumped around a bit. That's my potted history. So
right.
Yeah. We
It's
got
all
a
good.
two-for in a wedding with Prince Charles as well. He got two for on a wedding, two for one with Charlie Boy
yes.
and Horseface.
That's another story
I've seen
altogether.
the photographs in the press.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Windsor indeed.
video games.
What about him?
Actually, do we
Here.
need to go straight on? Because I know Greg.
excuse
So
me,
we have a list.
Can I just say, excuse me? I'm going to just
Of
kill
course.
my video for a wee while here because I am
Your country bumpkin
dying.
internet.
Right.
country bumpkin internet.
Okay. Following the format of Greg's wonderful notes I have in front of me here, Twitch.
Yes.
Do we need to talk of Twitch's the most recent followers on Twitch?
I think we should give some shout outs. Batch Gaming UK, Leon34431, a toxic AI bot, which makes me a little concerned about them following us. And then Riot Deathwalk. All
Which Riot Deathwalk, which you're perfectly
doesn't just
happy
I'm
with.
totally fine with that. It's the AI bot part that disturbs me a little.
Child Killer 777, not a problem.
We're good. AI bot, we have problems. Yeah, no, but thank you for following us on Twitch, and obviously, if you're listening to this on iTunes, you can come watch us every Friday, 3 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock over in the UK. Sorry, it's a little on the late side, but it's the earliest I can get to podcasting. So deal with it.
It is what it is. Deal with it.
Hashtag deal with it.
We have been playing some games. Chris, have you been playing any games this week? As a guest, would you like to start?
Yes, why not? Well, seeing as obviously we were into Batman
Hold on, Chris. I'm sorry. I need to interrupt real quick. So I'm looking at your picture that you have up on your Skype.
Okay, yeah.
I need to know, what are you using for your fangs there? Are those Cheetos? Is it something else that I really don't want to know about?
Cheesy what's it?
Cheesy what's it? It's got to be some kind of cheese product.
Do you get What's-Its in America and Canada?
What's-Its?
More of a...
Cheetos.
They're more like a Cheetos.
A Cheetos, yeah.
Like
all right.
chipsticks? Is it chipsticks?
No.
No.
more like
Veggie
a
sticks?
Cheetos.
Right, so you keep guessing. No, they're actually little banana sort of shaped and tasting sweeties.
Yeah. Okay, it's candies. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know exactly
so-
what you're talking about.
Sugary things, yeah.
All right.
All right.
And that's what they are.
Well played.
Good.
Well played.
Anybody listening on a podcast player has no idea what we're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's good radio.
But Chris, were you going for the vampire look, or are you going for a walrus look with this image?
I think I was going for... I'm feeling a little bit horny, and this might get my wife turned on a little bit, possibly, but it did.
Backfired on you, did it?
It didn't really work because it was kind of like I thought, if I make her smile, make her laugh, she might
Right.
take pity on me, and but no, it didn't really work out. But still, yes,
Sadly, our live chat thinks they're maggots.
maggots.
Banana flavored maggots. It worked.
Well, there's a first time for everything. Yes, we're in Batman territory. I know that Batman Arkham Knight, you guys have been playing that, I think?
Yeah. A number of us have. I have it, and I literally just have been so caught up with. Well, I was going to say The Witcher 3, but that actually that didn't even get played this past week for me. But yes, Batman, it's good.
So, yeah, I've been playing a little bit of that, but I've just finished Arkham Origins because I've had it on my computer for ages, and as you guys know, if you've got a Steam library, it sort of just builds up and up and up.
Right.
I thought, why not start with that? I've heard lots of bad things about it, people slagging it off because it's not made by Rocksteady, but actually it's really good. I've really enjoyed it. It's
That's me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, I said recently on a show, I sort of defy anybody who's not in the know, so to speak, with video games and stuff like that. If you put City and Origins together, and said, right, are these made by different people? People wouldn't know necessarily. It's a pretty good game from my point of view. I enjoyed the story. It hasn't got the voice acting that it has got, obviously, in the Rocksteady games, but that's not particularly that troublesome for me. I'm not bothered about that. I'm actually just playing the DLC now. I think it's called The Cold Cold Heart, which is all about Mr. Freeze, and it's set after the events of what happens in Origins and everything. So it is quite good, sort of like flying around the city, and it's covered in ice and everything else. And you get to spend a little bit of time playing as Bruce Wayne, which is quite good. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. I don't know why it gets slagged off as much as it does. I don't understand the hate for it, particularly, just because it's not made by Rocksteady. It's interesting to see that sort of, generally critically positive reviews for Arkham Knight, but there's been a lot of mixed reviews around people of sort of like the Batmobile, and is it just sort of shoehorned in and all that sort of stuff.
But yeah, for most people I've heard when they talk about, they do exactly what you're saying, Chris, is they talk about those little things they're nitpicking about, but overall they're saying it's a solid game.
Well, I think the story is really good. That's everybody to a person really raves about the story, the tank mechanic. Yeah, I think everybody kind of wishes they didn't have it as much in the game. So I don't know. I didn't mind it so far.
Yeah, I haven't played it, so I don't know. Going back to Origins, I think the problem maybe something. One of the problems with Origins is it's such a benchmark. You had people who played Arkham Asylum, which blew everything out of the water, and everyone was like, "Wow, this is the most amazing thing ever! It's finally the superhero game we needed." Arkham City came out, and then that was it's not bad. It's not as tight. It's tight. As Arkham Asylum, it definitely wasn't, but it was still a good game. And then it was just this isn't even made by Origins. Wasn't even made by the people who made the other ones. And I think the internet picked up its pitchforks a bit on that one.
Yeah, and it's a bit of fatigue, I guess, and it is essentially the same game, I guess, as City to a certain degree. And so I can get that. It's like you're going down that whole Assassin's Creed route, isn't it? Of sort of like, fucking hell, another Assassin's Creed game. But yeah. I know you got an Xbox One, haven't you, Fraser? Have you got the Halo Master Chief Collection?
I don't, but as it happens, I know a man who does. And I console share with the chap who's also on here, Robin, and he has the Master Chief Collection, so I have access to it. I haven't actually played it, but...
So what do you think of it, Robin? Have you played much of it? Any one of the games?
I'm back to it again this week, actually. I have played through 1 all the way through again, and 2, and now I've been going through 3 again. I'm about halfway through. I think it's a fantastic value package. I haven't played a lot of the multiplayer, but even if it didn't have the multiplayer, it's still brilliant. I think it's fab, and there's so much content in it. And this week, I suppose it's in the same ballpark. Thanks to our glorious Greg DeLacy, I've been listening to Hunt the Truth, the audiobook series. This came out all about the sort of the back history or backstory for Halo 5. And a bit like Greg, I think this week I'm sort of getting bought into that whole Halo lore again and excited for Halo 5 coming out. It is up there, it is a fantastic series with all of that. I don't know, classic history. I mean, I don't know if it was you guys today that I was listening to, but it is up there with some fantastic sci-fi lore, and very, very relevant today to a lot of the kids.
Do you, when you're listening to Halo literature, do you feel a little bit nerdy dirty? Like you're just really going too far now?
I have tried to listen to some before, and it was just a wee bit too deep. Yeah, but this Hunt the Truth thing is pure drama, and it's in little bite-sized episodes about 10 minutes long, and it is fab, and it's very exciting, and it's very well written.
And it's free.
That's
the best part about it. It's free.
well worth a listen to. The Halo Master Chief Collection, I know it came out of the stable a bit half-cocked at the beginning with the multiplayer not working, but I've never had any problems playing the single-player stuff, and I've had a great time with it. How are you getting on with it? Do you like it, Chris, or is it...
Yeah. I mean, I've been playing a bit of Halo 2 with co-op with a friend, and I've had a few issues with it, just kicking us out of games, but it is, I mean, like you said, it's a phenomenal package for what it is. I mean, I've recently bought ODST, and that was £3.99. So what's that about?
You bought it?
$6.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah. We bought it. Fraser and I got it free because one of us went through the pain of that.
Yeah,
the Master Chief Collection.
You got it at launch, didn't you?
Yeah. So.
But yeah, it is good. I like switching between the two different sort of views and stuff like that, and seeing obviously what the game was like, and it's pretty instantaneous, And they've not just worked on the graphics; they've worked on the sound. Sort of like when you're riding around a warthog, and the chain gun sounds like fucking it's meaty, and everything. It is a phenomenal package. Still a few hiccups and stuff like that, but like you said. We've been playing it in Legendary, and normally I've been playing the other games Legendary. You sort of, if one of you dies, you can then sort of just hang back a little bit till the other one respawns. But not in Halo 2, you can't. If one of you dies, you both have to restart from the checkpoint, and that's a bitch.
That sucks.
But it's quality. It really is a quality package. I think that Xbox is doing really well. Really looking forward to the Rare Collection coming out next month.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite.
Yes. I am too. Yeah, I am as well.
I was just going to say one of my favorite playthroughs, Halo related, was playing ODST on Legendary and completing that myself.
It's a tall order.
The fight, yeah, it's pretty tough. It's certainly doable, but the thing about ODST is it's really close quarters, right? When you're inside the cities,
Right.
and it makes for some great firefights with the what are those big guys who
The
shoot
brutes?
big green?
No, the hunters.
Hunters,
Grunts?
yeah, there's
Nice.
some great hunter battles. You know, where you're chipping away at them for half an hour just to defeat them. It's good. So
Wow. Because I think Legendary is
Yeah.
pretty much designed to be done in co-op. You know, it's just single player. Man, that's fair play to you for doing that.
No, I've been going through heroic is my favorite mode in that. I don't. It's hard enough, but
Yep.
not too hard.
I
Except
agree
for-
with that. I
yeah.
think you have to start on heroic. I mean, it's the go-to for Halo, really.
Yeah. Except for the
Otherwise, you're wasting
library
your time.
on the first Halo game. Library on heroic sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah, took a few tries, but yeah.
you know.
I don't think I'll ever get
Took
to
two
play through it
tries.
all.
Yeah.
I mean,
I lowered my difficulty.
there's so much content there. I don't know that ever I'll go through it all again, but I am intending to play through 4 now. And I see actually we have a thing called Victories Achieved. You'll hear about it a bit later on. And there's quite a lot of people now going back or on catch up with things like Fallout and Halo, getting into the mood for the future releases that are coming up now as well. So yeah, that's
You know
what
what
I'll be doing too.
I did that was actually kind of a treat was I caught it on YouTube, but basically went back and watched the anniversary edition Halo 2, all the cutscenes, and somebody had stitched them all together into just one probably 60-minute movie, and that was that's a fun thing to watch just because those cutscenes
must
were
do
all
that.
redone. Yeah, I would highly
Yeah, they are
recommend.
beautiful. Yeah, it's really well done.
Very good.
Really well done.
Chris, anything else?
Oh, I'm dying to hear what you guys have been playing, so you go for it.
Greg, go on.
All right, well, I really haven't been playing anything.
Okay. Robin?
So the golf club, I got around in on the golf club, and then I wanted to play some Elite Dangerous, and I struggled with a couple of key things through the training missions of Elite Dangerous. Most notably, the docking. I just could not figure out what the hell it was asking me to do docking-wise. Now, mind you, I had missed the one highlighted docking platform. I guess I flew right past it, and I went all the way into the big docking area in the training mission of all things. So clearly, I'm meant for this game, by the way.
That's fine. You're doing what I think is meant to happen, right? It's no, you can't jump into this and have a complete idea of what you're doing. I mean, I was very much the same as you, and then I got very lucky and was handheld for a few hours by Steve.
So you say that now, but let me tell you about my docking experience. So
Right.
I'm approaching the giant docking area, and it's saying ask request for docking permission, and then it said by lowering your landing gear, and I'm like, okay, that's how you request to lower your landing gear. No, apparently not. So I did not know. I literally had to go to my communications panel
Correct.
to the left and actually put in a request to dock.
Yeah,
So
rather
I
than
just-
talk to a landing gear button on your console, yeah.
I just was lowering my landing gear and flying right in.
They don't
and
like
I did
that.
this over and over and over again. And every time I would go in, I'd see this countdown timer, you are trespassing 5 minutes, and it was like the doom count.
Yeah.
And of course, the entire time I'm thinking, well, they're just making sure, this is, I must have to land in a hurry or something to make this stop. That's all for some reason I'm thinking this is the right logical solution. Needless to say, every time I went in there, one, I was missing the landing bay. Two, I was flying into the area and just basically crashing into the back end of it and then trying to work my way back out and getting blown to bits every time. And
How
then
did they? I've never gone past that point where I've been trespassing. So what happens to you? Do they just send out guys to take you down? Or?
all kinds of lasers shoot out at you, or
right, okay.
yeah, I mean it's
they
like
cook you.
instantaneous death, basically. Yeah.
All right, nice.
So I did finally manage to one realize I needed to tell them I wanted to dock, and then I docked, and got that out of the way. I was like, all right. And Jason Johnson, a friend of the show, he was like, well, once you do that, he's like, and you get into the main game and you actually start playing it, tell me who you pick for your faction, and tell me what ship you decide to pick, that kind of thing. And I'm like, okay. So, decide, all right, Wednesday night, solo mode, here we go. Fire it up, and it's like, leave the docking station. Like, it's not asking me to pick any factions. It's not asking me to do anything. I fly out of the space station, and I'm just like, I'm just floating in space.
Yeah.
So I need to go back. There's obviously some things I have probably missed a little bit, and I need to get into some forums where.
Yeah.
Or
let me give you a potted history, because I've just sort of have not too long ago been through all that, and I was the same. I sort of ran through trying to understand the docking and the controls or whatever, and it's not easy by any means. It's not outrageously difficult, but it's not. But then I had Steve come in and
it is when you don't
hold me a bit.
request.
Yeah, when you don't request. But then it's what do you do? And Steve summed it up. It's a bit of a dad game. It's a bit of a flight simulator.
Right.
So the first thing you might want to do is just go somewhere, like maybe check your map and just go to the nearest space station. And when you get there, you can either start to maybe look at some goods. Maybe buy some stuff, and you understand how much your ship can hold, and then and the trading aspect of it. And I just sort of slowly just started to discover this. And you need to figure out as well how to hyperspace jump and all that sort of stuff.
Right. I did learn that the hard way too.
Right. Yeah, because if you get that wrong, it can be a bit messy. But then you discover the bulletin board, and that's where I started to find the missions, where it started to give me a purpose. So that's what you need to do, is get somewhere. Even if it's that first place you're at, check the bulletin board.
You sound like my parents. I need a purpose in life.
You do. We all do.
But yeah. So I mean, I still love the idea behind the game. I don't know that I have the time to dedicate to this game properly. That's probably the bigger issue. Robin, what is the chat saying? Please enlighten me.
Oh dear. The chat is saying that this turtle looks like Fraser Moores. Hold on, let's see if we can get this in here. Can we get that? This is you, Fraser.
Right, that's good radio. Right?
Okay. Yeah, on the G4TE Facebook page right now, there's a photograph of Fraser looking like a turtle separated at birth.
Okay.
They're being very cruel to you guys. You went from being a turtle to being like Skeletor.
Yeah, I saw that. It's not very funny.
Yeah, there was one quote that you didn't. What was the quote? Something about. I must get it here. He-Man Skeletor. Yes. Instead of saying "I have the power," he shouts, "I have arthritis." Thanks, Mark Alex. You bad man.
Right.
Leave Fraser alone. He's doing a fine job. He hasn't dropped anything
exactly.
yet.
There's
I don't know
nothing's
where
been
the
broken.
arthritis comes from.
I don't
Where's
know
that come
either.
from? I don't know. And there's some of you playing solo mode there, Greg. I don't know what that means.
They probably should.
Yes. Okay.
So
Elite.
we've established I'm not good at Elite Dangerous.
Just ignore the rabble down there in the chat.
I easily will ignore the rabble. Anyway, but outside of that, it was the golf club, and that really was it for video games. So we were talking about feeling nerdy listening to the Halo stuff, and I recently bought a Halo audiobook. So that I feel a bit nerdy when I'm listening to that.
Do you feel dirty nerdy?
I do. But hey, it's on my headphones when I'm at the gym, so it's all good. But yeah, I just have the Halo bug. So like anything Halo, I am just wanting to consume right now.
When's 5 coming out?
August 27th.
I'm not on the Halo. Sorry, when is it?
August 27th. So I have a long ways to go.
That's not that far off, though.
No.
I'm just not on the Halo train at all anymore. So
yeah,
I might be when it comes around, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should listen to the truth.
Greg's even bought a Beyonce album.
What was that? Robin?
You bought a Beyonce album. You bought the latest Beyonce album as well.
I don't understand the reference.
I don't either, but maybe the shame, the nerdiness, maybe. I don't know.
Did she not sing Halo? No?
Not to my knowledge.
Was that not?
No idea.
Who
Robin,
sang
the fact
Halo?
you even know that. I don't know. Okay, anyway.
Right about now, Chris Jelly is thinking, why the fuck did I say yes?
Sorry, Chris.
I was perfectly happy taking a dump in my bathroom, and now I'm on this stupid podcast.
Just talking about Beyonce. Robin, what have you been playing this week? Robin.
And
What have I been playing? Okay, well, I switched my old PlayStation 4 thing on. I seen I had one of those and thought,
You
well,
never
after that
talk
big Gamer Score challenge.
We never hear you talking about the PlayStation 4, really. Do we?
Yeah,
Every
well,
once in a
it's
while.
not bad. Yeah, I changed my man cave around and made a new slot for it. So it's slotted back in. And I played and finished. Thank God somebody had to do it. The Unfinished Swan this week. And wow, that was
I
kind
love
of
that
funky little game. I seen it 3 years ago. I think it was when it was first shown at EGX in London, and it was on one single machine in the middle of the floor. It was sort of hidden away, but it had probably the biggest crowd around it at the time. And it was so interesting, so eye-catching because you hadn't really seen anything like that before. So I'm sure everybody knows what the concept of the Unfinished Swan is now. It's a pure white world. You throw paintballs, and the paintballs splatter on the walls and the things, so they become visible, and you work your way through solving puzzles. The Unfinished Swan, little boy, his mother has died, and he's sort of in an orphanage by himself. The mother painted lots but never finished the painting. So it's sort of his story of discovery, and is it a dream? Is it not? About dealing with the death of his mother and life, and it gets a bit deep and all at the end. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was actually a bit, and it was a bit creepy. Made me went, ooh, a bit when it goes all dark.
Yeah, there's the bit
and
later
at
on
the
where you
end
have
it
to
got a
move
bit messianic.
Sorry.
Yeah, the
I was
big
gonna say
pink
there's-
lozenge, the big
The
pink
big,
ball.
the big pink balls.
Yeah, that was a bit creepy, and at the end it got a little bit
least they're not blue.
messianic. Got a bit sort of. Pardon?
Well
Sorry?
played, Chris. Well played.
He said
At
that,
least they're not blue. Yes.
He's going to fit in round here.
Oh yeah. No, that
So, okay,
one wouldn't roll. That one wouldn't roll just as well because it's the wrong shape.
So once you'd finished
that's
playing
more
with the pink
lozenge.
balls in your man cave,
Yeah, big pink balls. Actually, I would have loved to squeeze it because it looked like it sort of bounced a bit. You know, it
Had some
looked
give.
like a nice. Yeah, it looked like it had the.
See, and
nice
I'm just the
squeeze
opposite.
factor.
I don't have any desire to squeeze the pink balls.
Well, no, you should always check that. It's very important to check regularly.
It's one
Men
thing to
should feel
check,
proud.
but I
Yeah,
don't
just
seek
in
that
case
out.
there's anything a third one grows there. If you feel a third one, go to the doctor straight away. Very important to do that. And anything more than a handful is a waste. But that's the other end of the body.
I'm checking right now.
So, like, yeah. So, The Unfinished Swan by Giant Sparrow. They have another game coming out later on this year. Another odd title, What Remains of Edith Finch.
Oh,
And
yes.
having looked at that actually looks very interesting as well. So I'll be checking that out. I know Stu from the Veteran Gamers I think that's the thing that he's most excited about this year. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Other exciting things that I've been at this week. I also finished a little bit of palate cleanser, Lego the Movie video game. Just because it was there and it was fun, and you know what? It just is that a lot of fun. It's not the best Lego game in the world ever, but there's bits of it that make me smile, and I quite like the film, and it was fun. I dabbled in a bit of GTA 5 again. I haven't touched it in a long time. I still have to want it. GTAV, want to go back. There's a few things there that before I start things like Battlefield Hardline and the others, loads of other things that I have to even get stuck into. I want to go back through my pile of shame a little bit. And GTAV was fun. I don't know how far I'm in. I'm I'm playing as the guy who's better at driving the car. What's his name? There's 3 guys. There's Michael, there's the nutball, and there's the other younger guy.
Franklin.
Well, Franklin has just got his fancy pad. He's just in the Hollywood Hills. So, and I've done the submarine mission. Where you lifted up the helicopter and stuff like that there. But I don't know if I'm halfway through or a third of the way through. I think it's such a big game. But it's fun, and I think I'll be going back to it. I'm in no hurry. And again, another good blast of Halo 3, another 3 or 4 chapters of it. But yeah, I suppose the thing that I keep on thinking about, and I know I finished it a few days ago, was that Unfinished Swan. It was thought-provoking. It was free on PlayStation last month before, so it's well worth a pickup. I hadn't played it on 3, so it was nice to play it on 4. So that's what I've been at.
Very nice.
Awesome.
Interesting to hear you talk about piles of shame. Chris, how's your pile of shame?
My piles are looking pretty rough at the moment. But
You're a bit of a collector, aren't you?
I am, yes. I mean, I'm sitting in my kind of man cave at the moment, and I think at last count, not including digital, I've got about 700, just over 700 games at the moment. So, yeah, hoarder could be another word. That's probably the right word to use. So yeah, I've decided that I'm not. Although I'm so excited about loads of things coming out later on this year, and I've already mentioned the Rare Collection, but that's about £17, which in the grand scheme of things for what you get isn't a great deal. But I'm not going to buy anything for the rest of the year because of just kind of money and everything else. So, but here's a question for you, because I know you've been talking about Elite Dangerous now on Game Punchers for the past 2 weeks. And are you guys, all of you, more or less excited now after you've been playing Elite Dangerous for No Man's Sky? Because I know you've been a little bit sort of like, well, what kind of game is it going to be? Is it sort of, we're showing loads of footage and stuff, or seeing loads of footage, but we don't exactly know what kind of game this is. It just seems a bit aimless, a bit random. Are you more or less excited, or how do you feel about it?
Yeah, you see, I'm not at all. I'm one of the cynics in the crowd, big time, who I don't know why the groundswell of fascination with this game. I don't know what it is. I mean, what we've seen is very pretty, but I haven't really. I mean, the last gameplay video I saw was some guy shoot some sort of space goat a couple of times, and whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
I don't know, like where, everyone got fascinated when this ship flew out of the water straight into space and then made the transition to another planet or whatever it was. I mean, it's pretty neat, okay. But
I think everybody got excited over procedurally generated.
Good.
Yeah, procedurally generated world was like the big buzzword that came along with that, and everybody got super amped for it. Nothing gameplay-wise has really wowed me so far. And after my experience, quite honestly, with Elite Dangerous and the kind of aimlessness of that, I have even more concerns now for No Man's Sky as well, because, I mean, that's more or less the game. They're not saying, it's kind of just go out and explore. Yes, the ultimate goal is to get to the center of the universe, so that's your guiding light. But I don't know, aesthetically it doesn't, I don't find it all that aesthetically pleasing. It looks okay to me. So yeah, I don't know. Take it for what
Chris? What are you thinking, Chris?
I'm not particularly interested at all. I'm just sort of, I'm just curious though, because like you said, people seem to be losing their shit over this game, and I'm like, I'm not seeing it myself. I guess it'd be kind of cool to just kind of fly around and do stuff, but how interesting that's going to be is debatable, But I've got plenty of things to keep me interested.
Well, and I'll get some hate for this, but I think that also it's because it was one of the real bright points for a lot of PlayStation 4 owners in terms of things to look forward to, because they haven't had a whole lot out there. I mean, there's been a few good games. Don't get me wrong. Bloodborne is a good game. Mm-hmm. They have Uncharted 4 coming up, but No Man's Sky is kind of the other big notable one, and then they've got some remakes, and they've got a lot of multi-platform games that they've got exclusivity deals in on. But yeah, I just wonder if that's also part of it.
Shenmue?
No, fuck Shenmue. God, I want to throw up every time I hear that talked about. That game is going to be shit, And congratulations, you have got what you wanted. It's going to be a steaming pile. And it's going to feel like
now,
work.
If I'm not mistaken,
Oh, here we go.
you've kickstarted Shenmue, haven't you?
Yeah, I've pledged my $60.
Oh no.
Look, I got caught up in the hype, and I'm a big Shenmue fan. Saying that, I haven't played Shenmue 2, although I do own it, and it's on my shelf waiting to be played. But it was just, it's the thing. It's Shenmue. It's like people have been talking about this game for what 14 fucking years, and it's just like, now there's a chance, and it probably will be a big pile of shit. But you know what? It was exciting.
It's your
See,
pile
they
of
were,
shit.
they were originally talking about it 14 years ago about how fucking bad it was, and over the years it's turned into this mythical thing that they forgot how bad it was, and it turned into excitement and joy. And I can't wait to drive my forklift and ask for Chinese people. Have you seen any Chinese people? It's gonna. You know what? I hope it's good, but God, no way. I mean, the people that have backed it now, are they the people that have bought it? And plus an extra 10% more. I mean,
As long as they paid $60, I think that's the guaranteed way to get a disc. So.
Are you expecting disc or digital, Chris?
Well, I've pledged for a disc, PlayStation 4 disc. So, but as recording, there's 3 hours left to go on it. So by the time people listen to this, it'll be finished. But they've got $6 million to possibly get to $6.5 million, maybe by the time it finishes. We'll see. But
Not too shabby.
That's not too bad. But yeah, it's. Look,
I don't know.
excited.
I mean,
I'm excited.
and I understand what you're saying there. I mean, there was a lot of excitement and people losing their, I have to be careful with my language because I'm not sure my kids are around. A lot of people. I haven't got the freedom.
Under the table.
I haven't got the freedom, perhaps, as some. A lot of people losing their minds over it. I just feel like No Man's Sky is the same. I think No Man's Sky just ticks a lot of that. We get to go to outer space and explore stuff, and I'm going to be transported into a new world, and it's going to be amazing. And
every world is different.
A whole new world.
Yeah, and I get to name it. It'll be mine, and everything on it.
I just think some of the cynics amongst us can sit back and say, "Hang on a second, you know what? Let's just like peel back the shiny layer and what's really behind this." So we'll see. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm willing it to be good because it's a Guildford-based company, and Arthur Dent was from Guildford, and he knew all about space. So as long as they have their tile with them, it'll be okay.
Guildford, not a bad place. Guildford, very nice actually, isn't it?
Maybe.
I've never been. Yeah, maybe once. Been there.
Never been there. Chris, I should also say in terms of Shenmue, I am a notoriously. I'm notoriously unkind towards Japanese RPGs and really Japanese kind of almost anything in terms of video games. So,
yeah, that's true. Actually, Chris,
Yeah.
if you go back and listen to the episode where Greg guested on the Game Punchers, his basic introduction was a 10-minute rant on why he hates Japanese games. So,
just
there you go.
putting my foot down.
Yeah. Okay. Well, moving along because we've got other things to cover. I've been playing Elite Dangerous, which I don't think we need to cover. But I've been playing Zombie Army Trilogy.
What is this game? I've never heard of this game, Fraser. I don't think I've ever heard you talk about this. Not one time.
Okay, right. Then let us not dwell on Zombie Army Trilogy because it's my go-to shooter. I'm just loving it, right? So, and I have nothing else new to offer at all. So let's skip what I've been playing. And let's move on to the next segment, shall we? Come on, take my hand. Let's go. What is it? What are we doing next?
We're going to do the news quiz.
Yay,
news
Chris,
quiz.
we have a quiz. Do you like quizzes?
Oh,
It's a quiz.
Yes, Chris, I hope you're ready for this.
I'm very excited. Very excited.
So here's what I will do just for you, Chris. You'll actually go last, so you get a feel for how the news quiz runs.
Okay.
So in essence, you're each going to have 3 questions. If you get your first question right, the next go round, you'll have a point in the bank. You can gamble that point and double your points, or you can Keep it in the bank.
confused.
I know.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. We'll go.
Don't worry,
We'll go.
I've done this, so I have no idea what he's talking about, and I've done it about two or
Yes.
3 times.
All right.
Something about points.
Something about points.
It's
Exactly.
more complicated every month.
All
Points
right.
make prizes. That's the main thing, I guess.
Something. Yes.
Yeah. Don't get anything for two in a bed.
They won't get that. I'm sure he won't get that.
Bully Star Prize. It's a tease made.
It's a speedboat. You don't live anywhere near the sea.
All right, Fraser, you're up first.
All right.
Are you ready, sir?
Born ready, Greg.
Fraser, your first question is a numbers question. The old NPDs came out, and what was the number 3 title on the top 10 software for the June NPD numbers? Was it The Elder Scrolls Online, Lego Jurassic World, or The Witcher 3?
Ooh.
Who came
Now, I'm
in
going to
at
have to
number
make an assumption
3?
that you've probably pulled the top 3.
Yes, and in fact, if you look in the chat there, it has the 3 that I pulled there for your answers.
Lego Jurassic World sold a boatload. So did The Witcher 3. What was the other one?
You've got The Elder Scrolls Online, Lego
Yeah,
Jurassic
I'll go with that
World.
one. Elder Scrolls Online.
Well, sir, you would be wrong.
Oh.
It is
Cock.
actually cock. Lego Jurassic World came in at number 3. So just the top 10, quick rundown. At number 10, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, because it always sells and is always on the charts. Number 9, NBA 2K15. At number 8, Mortal Kombat X. Number 7, Grand Theft Auto 5. Number 6, Minecraft. Number 5, Splatoon.
Splatoon.
At number 4, The Witcher 3. At number 3, Lego Jurassic World. And at number 2, The Elder Scrolls Online. And finally, taking the top spot, Batman Arkham Knight.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good.
And then just real quickly, overall, retail sales were up 18% for the industry. Hardware sales were up 8%. Retail software was up 21%. So everything up. PS4 took the top spot, both software side and hardware side. So lots to be excited about. Microsoft was happy. 51% year-over-year growth on the Xbox One, and unfortunately, there was the Wii U. Yeah, that's it.
All
I
right.
got nothing else.
What does NPD stand for?
Mm,
Is it anybody know?
I think I knew at one point, but no, I don't know.
Okay.
Narcissistic personality disorder.
It could
No
be.
police
There
in
we go.
Detroit.
Norwegian
I like No Police in Detroit. That actually works. That works.
Norwegian Petroleum Directorate.
No,
I'm sure the
pretty
chat
sure
will tell us
it's
something
the
soon.
name. Yeah, it's the name of the actual group that does the surveys, but I feel like I can't think of it. So,
Okay.
all right. Well, Fraser, well done on missing that. Robin, coming
Oh,
off
me.
your victory, by the way, last week, Robin.
Yeah.
Yes. Your question, Robin.
Yeah, but Robin was only up against the B team last week, so.
Oh.
Yeah, they're not too bright.
Robin, you have an announcement question, Robin. What company announced that they were the latest victims of hacking and that user information had been compromised? Is it A, Ubisoft, B, Epic Games, or C, Gearbox? Imperial Margin. We talked about that last week.
Yeah, well, seeing I have my clever clogs thinking cap on, I believe it was Epic Games. And the Gears of War stuff and all their forums and bits and pieces, they may or may not have been compromised. I think I'm right. Robin Tate, you're...
Correct. Yes, well
Yeah,
done, Robin.
yeah.
Yes, Epic Games. Yeah, the Unreal Engine maker sent emails to members of its forums announcing that unauthorized access to usernames, emails, addresses, passwords, and birthdays may have been accessed by an intruder. So well done, Robin. You just earned a point which means next
got a
round you'll be able to do
shiny-
something with it. Yes.
Next round, you get to divide it amongst 7 orphan children, betting their breakfast money on the outcome of something or other.
Something or other.
So,
All right, Chris.
That's how it works.
Here we go, Chris.
Okay.
You've
Okay.
got an announcement question. What game has been sidelined because its developer was canned this past week? Was it A, Dead Island 2, B, Warhammer 40K Eternal Crusade, or C, Kingdom Come Deliverance?
I know this one. It's Dead Island 2. Is it Jaeger?
It is indeed, sir. Yes, well done. Chris coming in, laying down. Yeah.
Look at that, newbie.
Yes, publisher Deep Silver sent out an update announcing that it's no longer working with the open world zombie massacre absurd weapon crafting simulator sequel developer Jaeger. They did say that they will continue to try and bring the title out, but yeah, they have parted ways with Jaeger.
that's a bomb.
Do you wonder if maybe they looked at what Jaeger was doing and they looked at the success that Dying Light had, and they just said, you know what, this is not up to snuff, and we need to go back to the drawing board. It's kind of the vibe I got from this.
It's also very close to some other stuff. I mean, at EGX in London this year, they had that other stupid sort of cartoony type Dead Island, which came out on the 360 and the PS3. It was sort of like a cartoon Dead Island, very tongue in cheek. And on the opposite booth, they had Dead Island 2. It was very confusing. And then with the last Techland piece, which is again more zombies. What's it called again? Damn it.
It's just their
Dying-
ghost
sorry,
over your
looking at the
shoulder.
box. Yeah, Dying Light. I hear Batman's in the room with me.
Yes.
So there's so much zombie stuff going on there that they do need. Maybe there was a big falling out, but they needed to separate those because it was all getting very confused about what they were doing. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're gone.
All right. Okay.
Jaeger bomb.
Jaeger bombed. Yes. Well played, by the way. All right, Chris. Well done. By the way,
Thank you.
we have a tie. It's exciting.
Cracking.
It's exciting. Fraser, time to get on the board, my friend. Time to get on the board. You have an announcement question. Fraser, what U.S. cable provider has announced a new game streaming service beta this past week? Was it A, Time Warner, B, Cox Cable, or C, Comcast?
I don't know is the honest answer. So, but if it was going to be anyone, I would imagine it would be someone like Time Warner. So I'm going to say Time Warner, Greg.
And you shouldn't have said Time Warner. You should have said Comcast.
Yeah, I've never heard of the other one. Cox Cable?
Cox
Never heard of
Cable, yeah.
Yeah, baby.
So Comcast announced it's starting a beta for their Xfinity Games partnership with Electronic Arts, ironically enough.
Ooh.
Yes, so they will be streaming games
Comcast and EA, two
Yes.
massively admired companies, teaming up
Absolutely.
together.
from... yeah, it's been bouncing back a little of late, sort of, kind of, maybe not. But yeah, so they will be offering up more older, mobile-friendly versions of games like Plants vs. Zombies, Real Racing 2, and FIFA 13. Those are some of the notable ones they've talked about. There's not a connection for a standard gamepad, so players will control them using their phones or tablets. So I can see this is going to go very
It
well.
sounds awful.
Yeah, but
Sailboat.
it is going to be streaming from your Comcast X.
See the
One
memes? They're
system.
everywhere.
Where is the fail boat when you need it?
Yes,
Yeah.
sailboat. Yeah, I don't have high hopes for it, but I think that's where the cable companies have been thinking.
Are you not gagging to play FIFA 13, controlling it with your Samsung Galaxy S3?
TV remote.
Cannot wait.
Oh,
Cannot wait.
brutal.
All right. Well, Fraser, you failed to get on the board. I'm sorry.
You know what?
sorry.
I'm standing aside.
It's
I'm
okay.
Standing aside for the two heavyweights.
The two heavyweights going at it. Robin, now you have a point to work with here. Do you want to gamble the point or do you want to bank it? Do you want to hold it
Here's
back?
the magic.
Do you want to hold it back and do nothing, keeping your 1 point, or do you want to gamble it? It's a leaks, features, and interviews question.
I have no idea. I'm not very good at this. Can you decide?
You're going to gamble.
I'm going to gamble. Yes, I have my own mind.
Well,
Gamble would be good.
You
Yeah.
said for me to decide. I mean,
Yeah, okay, go for it.
all right, here we go. Your question. Kojima Studios once again is
Kojima.
spotlight by the Japanese Snake voice actor who is claiming the studio is disbanded. What other evidence surfaced to support this claim? Was it A, Hideo Kojima's LinkedIn profile was updated at the end of with an end date for his employment with Konami? Was it B, all mentions of Kojima and studio have been once again pulled off the box? Or is it C, a leaked HR memo discussing severance packages for the team?
I mention of Kojima and studio have once again been removed from the box.
I think I understood that. And you're correct. Yes. In fact, once again, all mentions of Kojima and Kojima Studios have been pulled from the box art. So they
What
had
is going on over there? I mean,
this is like
if
the
he's
worst breakup ever.
If he's being a dick, if he's being a real diva, a Mike Chin, right? If he's in there doing a Mike Chin, he looks like he's smelling roses at the moment, and the company are, even if he is acting badly, the company are the ones that are coming off badly. It's just awful situation. The quality of that game is going to be fantastic. Anyway,
so?
I'm right again.
Anyway, I'm right.
What's happened?
When did we ever? I know the world is turning upside down. Robin Tate,
So
look
I
at you.
gambled?
You gambled. You
And
got
I've got
another
a
point, so you
million
now have
points now.
2 points, Robin. So Chris, here's where you're
Hang
at.
on a
Hold on,
second.
hold on,
Hang on
hold
a
on,
second.
hold on.
hang
I don't understand that.
Yeah,
No.
neither do I. Can I just ask a question first?
You may ask a
If
question.
he didn't gamble,
Right.
right?
He would keep his 1 point.
Right.
It would be safe. It would just be sitting there. 1 point in his.
It's the next question right, and then what? He gets no point for answering the next question right?
So if he banked it, he still has to answer the question, but the point's not at risk. Does that make sense?
Okay, so what does he get when he answers that next question right?
He would get potentially a point if he gambles a point.
But if he doesn't gamble a point, what's the point in asking him another question?
Because you have to answer the question.
It's the most.
It's the worst gambling
ridiculous.
thing ever.
You can
Came
blame
up with this.
Richard Webster, actually. And I love this news quiz, but yeah, it's a little convoluted at times.
It's just bonkers.
All right.
I'm supposed to get 3 points now.
No,
Yeah,
you're not
I-
getting 3 points, Robin. You've got 2 points. Chris, here's a question for you. You
So
have
Chris has to gamble.
or not. He has 3 questions coming to him.
Oh, we have 3 questions.
Yes.
Okay.
So Chris, here's the state. Robin has 2 points right now. You have 1. If you gamble, you could tie Robin right now. If you bank your point, you're going to still be behind Robin, but there's 1 question to go. Does that make kind of sense?
It kind of.
I need a score. I need like a scoreboard. That's what I really need.
I'll gamble. I'll
Okay.
gamble.
This is what I like.
Let's do this.
And
It's
it's
not me though, is it? It's not me who sees that this is
No.
absolutely bonkers. and
I
doesn't work.
think what I need is some kind of like thing I can hand out to you guys, a little scorecard, so you can understand.
No, I don't think so.
How about a bingo card? No,
We should do
Bingo.
a bingo version of
Maybe.
the quiz next.
maybe. I like that. This is probably the last time we do the news.
I'll
quiz
use
this
that
way.
for cane punches though.
All right, Chris. It's an announcement question. Do you still want to gamble?
Let's do it.
All
Yeah,
right.
Come on.
This is what I like. See, Chris, he's just diving in.
He's
With-
new,
with-
he's being polite.
With banana maggots in his mouth, he is diving in.
I just don't know what's going on. I'm just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Come on, let's do it. Come on.
That's-
Chris, I would just
there
like
you
to
go.
point out, I stare at your picture, and it's the maggots. It's the candy.
Next time, if there is a next time, I will make sure that I have a camera hooked up and it is. You can actually see me in my pants.
Yes,
I will.
we appreciated you actually not turning the camera on, especially when you said you were wearing your thong.
That's yeah, exactly. And suspenders and stockings.
Too much information.
Sorry.
All right, Chris, Jade Raymond, former Ubisoft producer, has turned up at a new company and a new opportunity. What is the new company and opportunity? Is it A, this is actually going to be somewhat easy, working at EA and in charge of BioWare, B, working at EA and overseeing DICE, or C, working at EA and opening a new studio?
Based on the question, I'd say, is it working at EA and opening a new studio?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Then you're 100% correct. Yes.
Woohoo!
Yeah, Jade
Nice.
Raymond has turned up at EA, and she is opening up, I believe it's a new studio called Motive, and they're going to be based out of Montreal. And she also is going to be overseeing Visceral and working with director Amy Hennig on the upcoming Star Wars game. So yeah, that's it's kind of exciting. I was a big fan of Jade Raymond. She, of course,
Oh yeah.
worked on Assassin's Creed back with Ubisoft, and she's pleasant on the eyes. What are you doing, Fraser? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm wondering
Nothing,
that
why?
myself.
I'm always touched. I'm ex-smoker. I'm always got a fiddle and touch. I'm
All right.
playing now with like post-it notes.
All right, Fraser.
Yep.
You
God,
have,
I could
you
murder
have
a
nothing to gamble
Pint
right
and a
now.
fag right now.
You could murder a pint and a fag.
Yep.
Fraser, stay strong, brother. Stay strong.
That's politically incorrect.
Everything about this show is politically incorrect.
Says the guy who just went into his Japanese accent.
I
Fraser,
learned it all from you guys.
No, in 10 years' time, we're looking back on this and going, did we really do that?
I love that
I
you have gotten
watched
all
an
of
episode
these.
of Cheers tonight.
That's even
And-
nothing compared to who we have.
Oh,
Sorry, Robin, but who we
goodness
have.
me.
Chris, have you heard Chris's accent extravaganza on his podcast? No,
No,
you
must-
haven't. Either of you have because you haven't
No.
listened to his podcast. But
Chris.
I listened to it this week.
You need to give us an accent on your next question. How's that?
Oh wow. Okay. Okay, you're
Well,
right.
lad.
All right, Fraser. Let's get through this news quiz, Fraser. Let's get through this. Here we go. You've got an announcement question. Really, unless these guys completely fumble, you're out of it. But you never know. You never know. Here we go. Announcement question, Fraser. What sports network did infamous anti-competitive gaming sports commentator Colin Coward work for? Was it A, ESPN, B, Fox Sports, or C, BASN?
Fox Sports.
No! Fraser, I wanted you to
It's
be
not
right.
happening, is
No, it's just not. It's not your
ESPN.
day today. It is, in fact, ESPN. Yes.
If you do a secret signal, Greg, where you read the question out, you put your hand up or scratch your ear or something. That's the one, right? When it's the right
Right.
answer.
I will do that next time for you. Yeah, sorry. No, but this, of course, is the ESPN broadcaster that infamously lashed out at the network when they broadcast Heroes of the Storm as a competitive gaming tournament in April. He was quoted saying, "If ESPN ever forced me to cover that or do play-by-play, I would quit. Somebody lock the basement door at Mom's house and don't let them out." He added, "I will quit this network if I am ever asked to cover that." Well, he has since now departed the company, so my guess
Okay.
is maybe they said, "Hey, you need to cover this."
Right.
But yeah. So, all right, moving on. The exciting part. Robin,
Yep,
are you going
that's me.
to gamble a point to try and take the lead, or are you going to play it safe and let Chris potentially gamble it?
Hold on.
And you have a
Gamble?
leaks.
Let's not go there. Just quick. Give him an answer.
Robin?
Just gamble.
Robin, you have a
Yeah,
leaks
that makes
features
it-
and interviews question.
It makes no difference. Gamble. What
All
difference
right.
does it make? It doesn't do anything. Let's go.
This is sadly something I think we already discussed. Robin, Shenmue 3's Kickstarter is closing today, and according to Eurogamer's closer look on the Kickstarter page, what is the only way to guarantee you get a physical copy of the game? Is it A, to pledge $60 on Kickstarter, B, to pledge $30 or more on Kickstarter, or C, pledge $100 or more on Kickstarter?
I tuned out, but I think it was $60. I think it was 60. I did tune out. I really did tune out. Shenmue, shitmoo. 60. So no, let me see. 30 times 2 plus 40 minus 40. 60. Yes, $60.
Just subtract 5. Remember that. Yes, Robin Tate, you are indeed
Oh,
correct.
come on.
Yes, the only way, as it stands, to get a disc copy of the game is to pledge at least $60 on the Kickstarter. And Eurogamer had reached out to the Shenmue developer to see if there was any confirmation if that was the case, and there has been no comment coming back. So as it stands right now, that is the only way, Chris Jelly, that you were getting your physical copy was kicking in $60. And well
There you
done,
go.
Robin.
I'm happy to do it. They could take my money. Give me Shenmue 3.
All right, and Chris, I'm just going to make you gamble for the sake of you have to. Leaks, features, and interviews question for you, my friend. Here we go, and this is more on the leaks side. Which of these games was not noticed by a recent Instagram user for Xbox One backwards compatibility titles? Was it A, Shadow Complex, B, Gears of War 3, or C, Worms 2?
Ooh.
So I'm going to give you a little bit of background to help you out with this. So this
Okay.
past week, there was an Instagram user that was part of the preview
How
program
come he gets help?
because he's nice. Instagram user had noticed the certain titles were showing up as backwards compatibility titles in the dash. They just were not quote unquote available yet. So one of those three is not one of the titles he saw. So either it was Shadow Complex, Gears of War 3, or Worms 2. Two of those they're coming. One is not. What is
Okay.
the one that is not?
Did you want me to do it in an accent or?
Yes.
Oh, the
please.
fact you've reminded us means you want to do it in an accent.
Yes, he's ready. He is ready. Chris, lay it on us.
I can do like sort of my Cockney bloke's kind of like one of my specialities. But then, hello, I found your part. And then with a camp sort of like extraordinary. Oh, I like to do the Gears of War 3. Oh, and then we go into potatoes. Oh, I'm from Ireland now, and I'm Terry Wogan. Oh, sorry,
That was
offended
Robin.
Terry Wogan never ever spoke like that. No.
Right. I don't know why, but Worms 2 is in the forefront of my mind, but I'm just going to think, Gears of War 3, they're probably going to do a Gears of War 3 remaster, so they might not prioritise that, so we'll go with Gears of War 3.
My friends, we have a tie.
Nice.
Yes, well done, Chris. Yeah, Shadow Complex and Worms 2 both showed up within the viewable area for backwards compatibility titles, but it just wasn't available yet. Gears of War 3, we know, was a free title this past month for Xbox Live Gold, but sadly, no mention of it being backwards compatible yet. So that means we have a tiebreaker situation. This is
Now what do they do with the points?
super simple because I'm going to
Yeah.
let Chris have first crack at it. This is closest without going over. All right? Closest
Okay.
without going over. Your question, how many named Need for Speed games have there been, including the newly announced games that have not yet been released? So everything Need for Speed under the sun, how many games have there been announced?
I'm
Sorry.
going.
Yeah, how many games have released? Or
How
released
many?
and
How
coming?
many named game? Blah. How many named Need for Speed games have there been, including newly announced but not yet released titles?
Okay.
Okay, so
I'm,
we're sorry, we're not talking about.
It has
the
to
versions
have
on
it has to
360
be
and PS3. It's just the general release. Yeah.
proper Need for Speed
Okay.
games, correct? Not different versions like a PS3 versus 360. Just named games.
Siri,
Yes.
Siri, how many? I don't know. Oh, you know me.
All right, Chris.
yeah, you can't hear me yeah. No, I'm
Didn't
not.
hear that at all.
Close.
Closest out without going over.
Come on, this is big time now.
Right. I'm
Robin
gonna go
wants
for
this, I can tell.
I know.
And I'm going to go for 17 games.
17.
That's a big number, but you know what? We've been surprised with big numbers before on these types of questions.
Robin, I need your answer right now.
16.
Robin Tate, you just lost the news quiz. Chris, well done.
Oh my
There
god!
have been
really?
24 Need for Speed titles. I will
they're
proper
away.
Need for Speed titles. I'll read through them all right now. Need for Speed
No.
1984.
Oh, what?
Need for Speed. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do this, but there are 24.
Hang on. I'm in Coca. I'm hosting this show.
Yes.
You're not reading us 24
I know,
Need for
I know.
Speed titles.
What I am going to do,
Unless you did it in a funny accent.
Yes.
what I will
There
do
you go.
is I'll read some trivia. Jason Johnson did send us some trivia. How's that?
Yes.
Well done,
All
Chris.
right.
Well done, sir.
Yes,
Thank
Chris, well done, and for winning the
100%
news
win
quiz.
record.
Yes, 100%. Never come back on the show. That's what I did with the Game Punchers. And Robin was so angry he lost the quiz, he just jumped off the internet.
There we go.
All right, Chris, for winning the news quiz, you get another question. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
All right, so this is just quick, fast trivia. Jason Johnson sends us in trivia on a weekly basis. We thank him for that. And without further ado, Chris, in Shovel Knight, who is the
Shavernadu.
Truple King? Who is the Truple King? Is it A, boss monster, B, a quest giver, C, an ally, or D, a final boss? Or the final boss, I should say.
What do I get if I get this right? Do I get anything?
A pat on the back.
Okay. I was hoping for a hand job, but you know.
Golf clap?
Um,
Is that close?
I played a little bit of Shovel Knight, but not that much. I'm going to say an ally. Was it an
Fucking
ally?
hey,
Yeah, an
Chris,
ally.
you are on fire! Well
Holy
done!
shit.
Right?
No,
Yes,
man.
off the boat. Yes, it is an ally. The Truple King will give you helpful ichor whenever you visit him, whatever that
Impressive
is.
stuff, eh?
I know, just knocking it down. And we officially lost the Irishman. So Fraser, that means you get the next question, and he's
right.
back. He's just like,
I'm back.
he's back, literally back.
From
Fraser,
space.
yes.
Not only did Chris win the quiz, he's pounding it now into the ground. He's just making us all look stupid.
Yes. Fraser, in the upcoming game, Mighty Number 9, what is the name of the main character? Is it A, Bucky, B, Simon, C, Rocky, or D, Beck?
Mighty Number 9. I have no idea. I don't even know what that is. But I think I like the name Bucky.
Pervert.
Robin Tate, in the upcoming game, Mighty Number 9, what is the name of the main character? Is it B, Simon, C, Rocky, or D, Beck?
Beck.
Well done, Robin Tate. Well done, yes. Beck
Thank
is
you.
the correct
Didn't
answer.
want to give Chris another crack at that, did you?
Yeah, no way. No. No.
And if you had noticed in the chat, I actually had put the answer up by accident. Oops.
No, I didn't notice.
And Fraser
Yeah.
still got it wrong.
Yeah, I know. All right, Robin,
Just the entertainment.
here is your question, Robin. According to the Speed Demons archive, the world record speed run...
demos.
Ah, damn it, yes. Speed Demos, thank you. Speed Demons. I like that better, by the way.
Would fit.
Yeah, according to the Speed Demos archive, the world record speed run of The Legend of Zelda on the NES, as held by user Darkwing Duck, is A, 31 minutes 25 seconds, B, 22 minutes 42 seconds, C, 16 minutes 54 seconds, or D, 36 minutes 45 seconds.
Beer. 22 minutes, 42 seconds.
Fraser Moores, according to the Speed Demos archive, the world record speed run of The Legend of Zelda on the NES, held by Darkwing Duck, is A, 31:25. Was it
I'll go
C.
C. I'll go lower. 16 minutes, 54 seconds.
Chris?
Oh,
I can't repeat this
I am
sentence anymore.
Not on form with these
No,
quizzes
no,
these days,
indeed.
am I?
Chris, is it 31:25 or 36:45?
Oh wow! I'm going to go with 31:25.
Chris Jelly, killing it.
No way!
Yes,
Serious?
absolutely. 31:25 is in fact the world record. Well done. And that brings us to our final question. And this is a back of the box question, Chris. So you will get you have the honors by far. The honors. Here we go. Back of the box. Name the game based on the back of the box description. Enter a world overrun by a vicious outbreak, scavenge for supplies, craft weapons, and fight bloodthirsty infected. Survive to live another day. What game am I?
Can you read that again, Greg, please?
Yes, I can. Enter a world overrun by a vicious outbreak, scavenge for supplies, craft weapons, and fight bloodthirsty infected. Survive to live another day.
Dying Light.
And seriously, Chris, awesome job. Well done.
Really?
Really?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah,
Dying Light.
Yeah,
You
well
have-
done. Thanks, Teflon.
Put on a clinic.
Jesus.
Really?
News quiz.
That is impressive.
Yes.
I don't think we've ever had as modern a game either for that back to the box question.
Yes, no. I'm just I'm duly impressed.
You are actually speechless, aren't
I
you?
am speechless. Well, it's because
Come on.
I'm not running the show, man. This is now back to you, Fraser. I turn the
All right,
controls
yes.
back over to you.
Well, you know what? The first thing I'm going to have to say is, well done, Greg, for reading such awesome questions. Chris, fuck you. Right, okay, let's go.
Yeah. Well done for reading awesome questions, but fuck you for such a stupid quiz format.
Very good, very good.
I'm
And
still
thanks to
confused.
Teflon.
Did I win?
Yeah, you certainly did.
Chris,
and thanks
Chris.
to Teflon for...
Would you like to gamble your winnings now?
That's what I'm waiting for that,
It
I'll
will
probably
get you
found out I've
nothing.
lost everything.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks to Teflon for the questions as usual. We're now moving on to... Look at that. He's already typed in the winner of the Chris is Chris Jellyman. Events and happenings, new releases. Robin, would you like to do the honors on new releases?
Yeah, new releases from July the 18th to July the 24th. We have Breach and Clear at Deadline, and that's on the PC. You got F1 2015 on pretty much everything on July the 21st. Hateful Boyfriend?
Hateful
PS4 Vita.
Boyfriend.
Yeah,
Boyfriend. Is
Hateful
that the
Boyfriend?
pigeon dating simulator thing?
This is the pigeon dating. I've actually got my eye. I don't know why I haven't bought this yet, but I'm definitely dying to play it. So
It's
I
not
know
shocking me that you like this game.
I think it's a bit of a sleeper, as people have said. It's pretty good actually. It sounds really bizarre, but it's supposed to be very good. I think, but once I finally get around to playing it, I won't like it, but I'll buy it anyway at some point.
The Designer Scarf game, Journey, appears again on PS4 on July the 21st. One Chanambara Z2 Chaos on PS4. Squares on the Vita. Tembo the Badass Elephant on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Yasa Ninja on Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
I can see he almost wants to say it, properly, but he's afraid now because we made comments earlier.
The Binding of Isaac, Rebirth on Xbox One, Wii U, new 3DS on July 23rd. Blues and Bullets on PC, Capsule Force PS4 and PC, Dragana Fantasy, The Volumes of Westeria on Wii U, 3DS on July 23rd.
Still sounds Irish.
Nahuchi Sonomagun Red on Wii U, 3DS on July 23rd. That one was for Nicole. I put it in myself, and I read it myself. The Talos Principle Road to Gehenna, and and Victor Vran on PC, Mac, and Linux, and those are your new releases coming up in the next few weeks. That's
Very
that.
good.
Well, next
Very
week,
good.
yes. I like the Linus part.
Yeah,
PC,
Linux.
Mac, and Linus.
Linux,
yes.
Linux, Linux.
Yes. Has anyone played the Talos Principle? I know Fish over on Game Punchers loved it. Anyone else played it?
No.
No.
Okay. Right, now let's move on to... What's next, Greg? Play dates? Ongoing.
Show notes.
What is
Show
next?
notes.
What is next
Greg,
is
what's next?
what is next is poor internet. That's what is next.
Okay.
All right. Yes, we have the golf club challenge happening right now. We also have Minecraft servers up and running. By the way, the show notes got tweaked out a little bit. So the Gate G4T Minecraft servers are up and running as long as Parsnip, as in Dorian, actually turns on his machines and has them up and running. So you will need to reach out to Wobbly Bob or Parsnip Knows 3000 and ask him to turn on his gaming machines so you can play on the G4T Minecraft servers. Otherwise, he could not be bothered. Clan Wars. Apparently, we still play this thing. Is that happening, Fraser?
Clan Wars is still a thing. Yeah, I'm going to get into massive trouble here, but I'm really losing
Uh-huh.
my ability.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I've got one of my clan members in here with me. I forgot about that as well. I could open myself up to some. I'm still playing it, still loving it.
It's a job of work. Okay,
Right.
it is a job of work. It's got to the stage now where things take so long to upgrade, and it's just. Yeah, I get it. I think where you were a month or two ago, Fraser. I'm still playing it, still doing it, but it's
It's running.
yeah.
its
So we and winning battles helps, but we've been getting our asses whipped. So there's a new
But
battle.
saying that, I did have a think. I watched a battle the other day, and somebody had, like, the dragon tactics don't work anymore. So I watched somebody the other day. They had a new tactic with other troops and whatever. So I think if I make an effort to change my battle style and start using different troops, I could rekindle a bit of interest in it. So we'll see. So
Yeah, but unfortunately, the troops that you need are weeks and weeks away of saving up.
Yes.
So there's that whole new strategy of protecting the townhouse in the middle with absolutely everything, and it's almost impossible to get in there with dragons now. So, yeah, it's tough, but there's still lots of us playing it, and we still have a bit of fun in the chat on that. So it is still ongoing, and if you look on Clash of Clans at search for g4te.com, you're more than welcome to join. There's still lots of us there. I mean, I think there's still about 30 members there, so please join in. And there's new guys have came in this week as well. So
my son rejoined this week. The black sheep came back with his tail between his legs.
Ventured out to other parts and didn't like what happened. Came back running.
Well, he went off and started his own clan.
Right.
And but he never goes on it, right? So he fired it up yesterday. I was having a look at it, and it had just this massive list of people joining, and then just leaving because nothing's happening. So
Right.
he learned a lesson that it's not as easy to be an admin of something like that.
Yeah, I think one of our fellow podcast members who stabbed you in the back also has learned that lesson about Boom Beach.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She who shall not be named.
Nicole.
Okay, what else have we got?
I'll get an ass hat for that one. All right, so the golf club, we got a challenge out last week. So apologies to any that were looking for it on Friday or Saturday. It came out late. It's Lowlander Links at Cali Park. I think we're actually going to carry this over for at least a week or so because we only had 3 people up on the Xbox One play it, and I don't think it ever got up on the PS4 because Marcanix was too busy, with life. So I don't think it even exists on the PC anymore because Gary T. Felice is a Broncos fan. So, yeah.
You leave Gary alone.
So Gary's an asshole. I love him to death, but he's an asshole. All right. So we did have 3 people play, though, and so I want to give them their proper shout-outs. The Caretaker 61 came in with a +4. I was on there. I had a nice even score. And TMG Cerberus came in at a -2. And that was it. So, we'll keep that rolling. Let people go back in, play it some more. And then eventually we'll get everybody back on the same page. We'll roll out a new course for a future golf club challenge. But yeah, that's pretty much the dealio on that. The We Are Epic video stuff. Robin, do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we had lots and lots of entries to the We Are Epic video competition. That's where you had to send in 30 seconds of epic video-ness to us. And the last week or so, the judges have got together and have chosen 4 finalists. And Parsnip has put together a video, and we need your help to choose the winner out of the final 4. And the easy way to do that, you can go and view them. They put a nice little reel together at yt.g4te.com. You can go and look at them there. or you can look at them on our Facebook page at fb.g4te.com. And if you go to them and leave a message in the chat of YouTube or in Facebook to say which one you prefer, and next week we will announce the winner of that competition. And we were going to run this on for another quarter now, and you can contribute at epic.g4te.com, and we'll talk a bit more about that next week again. So we're looking for your entries.
We're just like a subdomain jungle. That's what we are.
Yeah. So please vote on our Facebook page, fb.g4te.com, or on yt.g4te.com on YouTube, and we'll choose a winner. So there's 4 finalists there. Some of them are very skillful. So go and have a look at that video and vote, please.
Yeah.
And
So
thanks for
Chris,
your
I'm
entries.
going to be jumping over there to check that out, because how long has this been running? I have no idea what this is. How long has this been running?
it's been going on for the
3 months.
past 3 months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for 3 months. Yeah. Yeah, April, May,
really-
June. We've got a $20 prize, and you can check it all out at epic.g4te.com.
You know what I think it is? I think once we hit about an hour and a half, the shutters just come down.
You're a friggin'
Do you
nightmare.
ever get that?
Have
Do you
fun.
ever get that?
Enjoy it. Get into it. Now you get this.
I am. I'm going to go check it out. I just told you I'm going to go
What's
check it
going on
out.
next?
You should
check it out.
submit
Come on.
Call
something.
off your dogs,
Do it now.
Tate.
Call
Do it
off
now.
your dogs.
Okay. I can see here July Project Cars. There's a hot lap challenge going on
Yes. Would you
this
like
month.
me to speak to that?
Sure, go on, Greg.
Or I can let you speak to it.
I'm just going to read what's in front of me, but not knowing anything about it.
You're about right there with me, so go for it.
Okay.
We can make
Gonzo.
Chris. We can make Chris read it out, but he doesn't even have the notes, so he would just make stuff up.
I can see here that the hot lap challenge for July for Project Cars. The track is Silverstone GP. The car is a Formula A. I don't know what that is.
Like a Formula One
current-
car.
It's a
Is
classic
it a Formula
car.
One?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of, yeah.
No manufacturer. It's just a standard.
Tires.
Do they use the same one across the race then? For everybody has to
steering
have
wheel.
the same car.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's what it is. Good. Go check it out. Victory achieved.
Yes.
Robin, Greg.
Okay,
I'll
so
take
when
it.
you come,
I'll take it.
okay, you go. You take it. You take Greg. Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell Chris a story. Chris, have you ever wanted to just enter something to win some money?
Are we talking entering a person or
No, entering a contest. A contest.
Sorry.
A contest,
Okay, yes,
Chris.
of course, yeah.
So, Chris, if you ever finish a video game, you're just sitting there, and maybe you finished up Batman, and at the moment you finished up Batman, you thought to yourself, God, I wish there was a contest out there that would potentially reward me for finishing video games. That's what Victories Achieved is, Chris. So all you would do is you would take your camera from, your cell phone, you just pick it up, it's probably sitting right next to you when you're on the toilet, when you're playing video games, it's right there with you. Do the selfie. Maybe have the game in the background. And you take that and then you tweet it out. And you tweet it to @g4te.com. You got to spell the dot. It's important. Spell the dot. You're going to be put in this contest. And you just tell us what game you finished. And you say, victory achieved. I beat Batman Arkham Knight. And we will enter you into a contest to win either $20 PSN, Xbox Live, or Steam Spacebox. It's that simple.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a random draw, so it's going to go on through July. Through July 31st. So you still have time to get it in, and just one entry, Chris, one single entry could get you a prize. You never know. It's a random draw.
Considering my luck tonight with the quiz, I think I should enter.
I think you should.
Definitely have a go.
Absolutely. So you could be like these other fine individuals that have finished games, like Piltreed, who finished The Walking Dead Season 1. By the way, I believe he's a big fan of you guys.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, Season 1 he's allowed to do, right? Isn't it?
Yes,
Wasn't
yes.
Walking the Dead the one that caused all the contention, right? Because it was... not
Yeah,
finishing the
there might
episodes, you
be
had to finish
that.
the season.
Yeah, there could be that. We'll have to turn that over to Game Nazi Bongo the Sane. He'll make a judgment.
No,
call on
that's
that.
okay. That's a complete season. So yeah,
All right.
series.
Okay. Yes, not episodes, seasons. So well done on that. Bongo the Sane, that guy finished Lego the movie video game. Then
Awesome.
Adamski86, welcome to this year, finished Fallout 3. Teflon 12, also living in the past, finished Halo 3. Bongo the Swan finished the unfinishable Swan. Teflon 12 also. Master Chief Collection getting worked here, I can see. Halo 4 finished. And finally, Pillstreet also finished Walking Dead Season 2. So all of them now suddenly have a chance at winning $20. It's like magic.
It is. It's amazeballs.
Amazeballs.
Thank you very much, Greg. Okay. Right. Closing notes. Oh, is that all right? Can we go down to the closing notes?
Yes. Well, actually,
We're on the
before we do that, I actually feel bad because this was supposed to be part of the pre-news quiz because it was probably the biggest story in gaming this past week, and we did not actually cover it. I didn't want it to be a question for the news quiz, but I wanted to talk about Iwata-san from Nintendo passing away. It's a huge loss for the industry, and I didn't want to make light of it by making it a news quiz question, so I had elected to keep that out of the news quiz, but it's certainly something we should be talking about. So
if you had to make a question.
If I had to make a question,
what would the question have been? I'm just curious.
Ooh, I might have gone with age. How old was he when he passed away?
55.
Not old enough.
Not old enough. Absolutely. I think one of my favorite quotes from him was, I think it was at GDC, and he was giving his keynote, and he said, my business card says I am the president of Nintendo. My mind tells me I am a game developer, but my heart tells me I am a gamer. And I thought that was a great quote.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. It was one of those things, for all the hate everybody piles onto Nintendo and their consoles and things like that, which we've all been guilty of a bit over the past few years. There's still something about the people who are running it. I mean, there's never been anything really a bad word to say about those guys, and he definitely. It sounds corny to say, but they're very, very. These Japanese businessmen are very honorable, right? Mm-hmm. And it's and genuine, and so you do get the feeling that we've lost someone important,
I would
special.
Agree. Yeah.
So,
Chris,
very sad.
Chris, any quick thoughts on Iwata?
Yeah, I mean, I was reading an article earlier on saying that over 4,000 people attended the funeral, which,
wow.
It's crazy, isn't it? It just to think that, for somebody who runs a games company and just the sort of, outpouring of grief, I guess, on Twitter all week, it's just been phenomenal, really. And like you said, it's just this... It's such a shame. There's no age, is it? 55 years old, and Nintendo are special for all the shit we give them. They are special, and the video games industry would be a worse place without them. So they are special, and just when you're about to give them some shit, just remember that what they do. There you go.
Fair enough.
And then give them the shit.
Right.
And then give them some shit. Yeah. Fucking Wii U. What a piece of shit that is.
That didn't
Jesus
take long.
Christ.
Remember, their history is littered with such classics.
Fucking Power Glove.
The Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy.
I'm so impressed with Iwata, where he was working up right to the very, very end. And he must have known that the end was near. I mean, the type of cancer that he had, fortunately, I've experienced that recently with my own father, and it sounded like the same thing. And it just happened so fast, so quick. But knew it was happening. So, because he had that operation about a year or so ago to try and clear some of that away. Such a young man, so horrible, but such a positive guy to stay so focused when you knew the end was coming. So fair play to him, and he leaves a fantastic legacy behind him. Even the positivity that you're talking about there, Greg. It's a nice thing because those memories that are the only things that are left behind. So, yeah, for him and his family, it's very sad, and for us as gamers.
Okay, I will now let you continue on, Fraser. Okay. Thank you for that. By the way,
I think we're just going to now. Yep. Well said, guys. I think we're just going to now power on with the closing notes. So if you want to be part of the conversation as we broadcast, come and join us at, if you're here right now, then you know this, twitch.tv G4TE, or, and here we go with these domain. Who handles this domain name stuff? It's very impressive, isn't it?
Parsnip knows. The dude is like a subdomain maniac. It's like you mention something and suddenly he's like, here's the subdomain for it.
Well, the thing about Parsnip Nose is he's got a very, very good education behind him. We went to the same school. Or you can go to live.g4te.com. SpeakPipe is still a thing?
Kind of.
When was the last time a SpeakPipe came in? It was SpeakPipe's one of those things, right? When it first started,
right.
Chris, I don't know if you ever used it on the same coin, right? Everybody was SpeakPipes. Come on, everyone, get on the SpeakPipes. Throw the SpeakPipes over. And then it just died, didn't it? Like some animal in the desert that couldn't find the water.
I think everybody realized it was a pain in the ass to deal with. It really
not to record them.
Not to record them, but to get them onto the show, to filter through them. Yeah.
Doesn't work, does it?
No.
Good idea.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
You can email the show, podcast@g4te.com. You can tweet the show at @OC_podcast. There's a Facebook group, fb.g4te.com. And then there's another one, epic.g4te.com. We have the Green Man Gaming 20% off voucher, gmg.
ADP, baby! ADP! We're making money.
Did you? I used it this week.
I think that's how we made 80 pence.
I bought The Evil Within DLC.
We're paid handsomely for that. Thank you.
And used the voucher, yeah. So there you go. There's another thing here, donate.g4te.com. What's that?
That's for the prize fund. It's not a requirement. We do not charge anything for the show, anything like that. But if you're so inclined, every once in a while, if you want to contribute to this prize fund, and that all comes back to the gamers that listen to the show and partake in the community, you're more than happy to. We encourage it.
Got it.
Yeah.
We're on iTunes and Stitchers as well as YouTube. Reviews are always welcome, please. That helps us get noticed more. God knows we need it. And some closing comments. Anyone? Are we doing shout-outs? Closing comments and shout-outs?
Yeah, same
Well, I
thing.
just want to shout out everybody in the chat tonight because they've been chatting like mad, and some of it has been quite mad. We have Batch Gaming in there. That's Batch, who was Destination Gamer. He's changed his name in there
He's a good
tonight.
lad,
so
yeah.
if you're wondering, we've got Gamer Girl. Hi, Gigi. I Pete. Lovely to see you in the chat, sir. He who will not be named. 3,000. PG Tips, good lad. Teflon, the man. We had Chapstickle in there as well. And Young Gatto. Hello, Young Gatto. Nice to see you, sir. I don't know that name, so lovely to have you in the chat there as well.
What if it's a she?
I would just... maybe it's a she, or a he, she, or an alien. I would just like to shout out our good friend Mark. Mark Annex, he was in the chat there as well. Just to say he's had a pretty hard week this week. Some challenging stuff going on in his life at the moment. So big hugs out to you, Mark. I hope that all works out soon and everybody is firing on all cylinders very, very quickly. And again, another quick mention for Hunt the Truth. Go and listen to Hunt the Truth. It's that great video or audio series. It's free to listen to. Go and grab it. Let me know what you think of it. You'll get me at Bongo the Scene, and Awara, you'll be missed. Greg.
Okay.
All right.
Chris.
Who do you want to give it to?
Go on, Greg.
All
We'll
right.
let Chris follow up with all his pimping
All right.
after you.
And then you get to close the show out, Fraser.
I'll close the show
yeah.
with not much.
That's okay. I also would like to shout out Mark. For obvious reasons, he is one of the esteemed crew on the podcast, and anytime any of us are having some tough times, Mark, we got your back. So anything you need, anything you want, you can always shout out to us. I think I just really want to say thank you to the listeners. I'll keep it simple. Without you guys listening and participating, I don't think we would, be at 328 shows. We would probably have stopped a long time ago. So, thank you to you. And with that said, Chris.
My turn?
Yes, your turn.
Any shout outs, Chris? Pimp what you
pimp
do.
yourself. Absolutely.
Well, Thank you. Before I do that, I just want to thank you guys. Thank you, Fraser. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Robin. You've been amazing. This isn't what I was expecting to be doing on Friday night, come Saturday morning.
Would like to point out, I believe you were expecting to be pooping.
Well, yes. Well, I did that.
Okay.
I was expecting to be masturbating. I'll do that afterwards. It's fine. I'll do that afterwards. But no, thank you very, very much for letting me come and chat to you guys. It's been awesome. You've got a new subscriber. I did it whilst we were talking, so I'll be listening to your show, this show, and on all the shows going forward. Thank you for that. I guess you can find me on Twitter at DastardlyJabby. The same coin, TS Coin. 60 minutes with, 60 minutes with. It's all good stuff. But thank you. It's been brilliant. Thank you.
It has been fun.
You're
Thank
more
you.
than welcome. Yeah.
Yes.
So I will follow up that and say thank you very much, Chris, for coming and filling the coveted 4th spot. We really do appreciate it, and it was a pleasure to finally chat to you for reals.
Yep. Likewise. Yep.
Yeah, really good, and I do enjoy listening to you guys every week. Thanks. Good to see you, Robin. Robin, you're holding up your
Thank
fingers.
you.
Do you have?
Yeah, I've got a quick shout out as requested from the chat. It's out to poor old Smurftastic 23. Unfortunately, he fell on his testicles this week, and he's in much pain. I think it was quite serious. I think he had to get taken to the hospital, and he has them in a sling at the moment. So I hope that covers the chat's request for shouting out poor Sir Smurftastic and his testicles.
Okay, good. That was something that definitely had to be said.
Thank God.
Yes, so nice to be podcasting with you, Robin, as usual. Greg, thanks very much for letting me host, and I hope I gave you a little bit of a break. I know I sort of a little bit lackadaisical there. I do apologize, but you know what? It's all fun. It's good fun.
It was great.
And
nothing fell. Nothing broke. You're already ahead of the game, Phrase.
Hey, he knows the right things to say. These Californians are so smooth, aren't they, right? Aren't they? So it's all good. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Of course, if I have to shout out anyone, I'll just give a shout out to my lovely wife and my children for putting up with me because I'm recording right bang in the middle of the sort of pre-bedtime. So that's great. And thanks, everyone in the chat and all the fans and everyone. And I think that just about does us.
It
Are we done?
does.
Wizard!
Yeah. So until next week.
Bye-bye.
Wizard!